Hey folks, this is Fishing Bass NC. I'm coming at you this month, June of 2021, with the Monsterbass Bag of the Month. So we have our Monsterbass bag that got shipped to us right here. We're going to show you what's in the bag, and we'll get started with that right now. All right, so we'll pull out some literature here. We have the typical literature that comes in the bag. Gives you a little bit of information on the outside. This is Miss Wishy Was Fishing is her name up there, and you can go and check out her Instagram site. Inside we have Rick's VIP list. We have the golden ticket. And we also have the Big Bass Championship. And I'll have a link down in my description down below with some more information about how you can get involved in the Big Bass Championship and possibly win up to $10,000 in cash and prizes in this year. Also, on the other side, we have the baits that they're going to have in the box and the prices of the baits. We have on the back, we have information about learning more about your baits. We also have some other YouTube channels that you might want to check out, such as Alex Rudd Fishing, Burley Fishing, Smallmouth Crush, and Fishing the Lone Star. So we have those four personalities. You can check them out. All right, so we're going to go through the literature here. We have a couple more pieces of literature in the bag, and we're going to pull that information out of the bag here so we can show you what we have. We have the golden ticket, which has a number on there. I'm not going to show you the number, but you have a golden ticket in the bag. And we also have this month's sticker, which is the Monsterbass. It looks like almost like a Mountain Dew type sticker, and that particular sticker is going to go on one of my tackle boxes. Not sure which one yet, but there you go, Monsterbass in the Mountain Dew type style logo. All right, so that's the literature that's in the bag. Again, we're going to go through the baits, top to bottom, and tell you what's in the bag and tell you how much it costs. The first thing that is in the bag is the Monsterbass Patriot 3.0. This is new for 2021, and it's at $10. So I did look in the bag earlier, and unfortunately, this particular bait is not in my bag, but I did reach out to customer service, and Bethany over at Monsterbass is taking care of me, and she's going to be sending one out, and they should be ordering it today and shipping it to me. When that comes in, I'll do a small video on it and show you what it looks like, what I think about it and everything. The next bait that's in the bag is the ZMan Leapfrog. So this is a topwater frog that, let me find the frog here. It's a topwater frog that comes in here at $8. We'll take that out of the box here and we'll give you a closer look as to what it looks like. So this one, let's see. This is 2 1/4 inches. It's a poppin' style frog, and it's in the brown leopard color. So there's the top of it going into yellow there, and obviously a white. And there's the popping part of the mouth here. One thing that I'm going to do with this frog is the legs are pretty long on it, or the trailer legs. So I like to have them about the size of the frog. So I'll probably trim them right about there and take off that much of the skirt so that it's not a lot of skirt trailing. If you have a lot of skirt trailing, what sometimes happens is the fish will grab the skirt, won't necessarily grab up near the hooks, and won't get hooked in the mouth there. So you might lose some fish. So what I like to do is like basically set it about the size of the length of the actual bait. So I'll be trimming it right about here, and we'll take care of that. But again, that's the Leapfrog by ZMan. And that one comes in at $8. All right, we'll take a look at the next bait. Is going to be the Thunderhawk Buzz Toad. So this is a toad that's in with a buzz bait style bait. This one comes in at $7. This is an exclusive color to Monsterbass. So this is a 1/4 ounce bait It's in the watermelon chartreuse pepper frog color. And there it is, the buzzbait and the frog itself. And the way it attaches is you actually have the buzzbait, and then you attach the frog. There's a hook in here. You take that hook and you put it through the frog, Texas rig style, and then take it and hook it on the end of the buzzbait, and then pull it through the water, and the buzzbait will spin, and the frog will, the legs on it will kind of flutter a little bit through the water. But again, the Thunderhawk Buzz Toad, looking forward to trying that out. I've never thrown a buzzbait before, but I know this is not a typical buzzbait, but it's very similar in nature with the wing that it has here. And again, this particular Buzz Toad, the Thunderhawk Buzz Toad, goes for $7. The next thing in the box is or in the bag, I should say, is a Vicious V-Pop 80 popper. This is also new for 2021. It comes in at $8. So we have the Vicious popper. This is in the blackout color. And we'll pull this out of pull this bait out of the box here. There's a popper. It starts off with a red purplish color on the top, goes into a black. You can see on the sides here, there's a lot of ribbing. That's actually indented into the body of the bait and should do really well with helping some of the water splashing around. Those eyes right there are a little bloodshot color with red and yellow and orange and black. We have some really sharp hooks here on the bottom. We also have a white and red tail here. The red has a little bit of sparkle in it with maybe a little bit of black mixed in. But I think that thing is going to do really well popping it through and as one of the top water baits for this month. Again, the Vicious V-Pop 80 popper, it's $8 for the retail price, and it's in the blackout color. Next thing we have is the Fat Bastard Frog Company. This is a limited edition color. It's $8. So, like I told you in the beginning, I didn't get the Monsterbass Patriot 3.0. It was probably a mistake because what I did get was 2 of the Fat Bastard Frogs. I'm going to probably put one of them in a giveaway for you folks down the road. But let's take one of these out of the box, show you a little closer look at it. This is probably called the Pyro Pea color. There's not much else to say about it except for maybe the length. The length is 60 millimeters. Its weight is 15 grams. 15. This is pretty cool. This is a frog. Again, here's the colors on the top. There's the colors on the side, on the bottom, where you're tying on. The legs are not that long. However, it does have this little spinner flutter type blade on the bottom of it. So when you're pulling it through, this is going to flutter back and forth and spin a little bit and do some other displacement of the water. So that should be pretty cool. I've never seen anything like that before in a frog. So I'm going to give that a try and see how it reacts in the water with that little bit of spinner there attached to it. Again, short legs. I love having a shorter leg on the frog. Makes it easier for the fish to grab the hooks and stay on the hook itself. All right, next thing in the box is the ZMan hard leg frogs. These come in at $4. And by the way, that Fat Bastard frog was $8 if I didn't already mention it. But next, the ZMan hard leg frogs at $4. This is a package of soft plastics from ZMan. It says it's 10 times tough and it catches more fish per bait. It's the Elaztech type material that ZMan is famous for. These are in the mud minnow color. Looks like it's a pack of 3 frogs and they're 4 inches. So I don't know if this is a trial pack necessarily or if that's exactly how ZMan sells them as a 3-pack. I'll probably look more into that just to see what, if it's a trial pack or if it's a full pack. These are pretty cool though. They have just your typical rubber smell. One thing you want to know about ZMan is their baits stretch a lot. That's that Elaztech bait. A lot of stretch on there. So there's the frog itself. the front and the back coloring of it. Has a little hook keeper right here, both on the top and on the bottom of the frog. And that will probably hook up as a Texas rig style. These little paddles on the feet are going to help displace that water, and these are going to flap around a lot in the water. But again, there's a 3-pack there. The Elaztech, one thing you want to know about that is you don't want to put it next to other plastics or other hard plastic baits, and you don't want to store it in regular type storage boxes like a Plano or some of the other boxes that they have out there. I did talk to the CEO one Thursday night on the Monsterbass show that Rick puts out, and the CEO mentioned that they were looking into maybe making a box for their Elaztech baits. The downfall with them making a box like that, though, is people might tend to put other regular baits inside of those Elaztech boxes if ZMan does make them, and it will also ruin your bait. So good thing to do is have the ZMan baits separated from all your other plastic baits, then you're not asking for problems. He did also mention, though, that Flambeau makes a box. It's not a fishing tackle box per se, but it is a like a hardware type box, and they work great with the Elaztech. It doesn't ruin the box, doesn't ruin the bait. So I'll see if I can hunt that down and put a link to that in my description so you can have a little information if you decided you want to buy a box specifically for your ZMan Elaztech or other brand Elaztech type style baits. All right, the next thing we have in the box, or in the bag, again, it's a bag. It's not a box anymore. We changed that a couple months ago, and that's a good thing. I'll show you a little bit more about the bag here at the end. We have a Lunker Hunt prop fish. This is coming in at $9. So this is a prop style topwater bait by Lunker Hunt. Let's see if we have a color. Color is called Ghost. And there's the box. We're going to take it out of the box here and show you a little bit closer piece of this bait here. This is pretty cool. I was checking this out earlier. So here's your color on your top of the bait, the side of the bait, the bottom. It does push down just like frogs, and it has the 2 hooks here. You do tie on in the front like your frogs. Again, this is not a frog, but it's very similar in nature with the design of some of the hook style that it has built in. One cool thing about this is, again, this is a prop bait. So what happens is this tail, as you're pulling it through the water, it spins. And that's pretty cool. And that has a little bit of reddish color on it. So this potentially could look like something that had just spawned a little bit. And it was, floating on top or riding around towards the top of the water. But I think this is going to be pretty cool. I've never seen anything really like this either before, but I'm looking forward to fishing this as one of my new topwater baits. We'll see how it does. And again, hopefully I'll get this stuff on video and get some other videos out here of me fishing these items and catching hopefully some lunkers to show you guys on camera. All right, the next thing we have in the box is the Mustad 3/0 EWG hooks. They come in at $3, so these are a little bit less than $1 a piece because we have 4 pieces in here for the $3 charge. They're at 3/0 size, and they are a red color Ultra Lock soft plastic hook by Mustad. I know these are very sharp hooks. Mustad hooks are decent. Again, that red color. One thing I like about the red colored hooks is it kind of mimics a little bit of blood coming off of your bait. So when you're pulling something through that's Texas rigged or otherwise rigged on this, it just gives you that kind of reddish bloody type color that the bait might be bleeding a little bit. That's a little more, at least in my mind, that's a little more enticing to some of the fish to take a chunk out of that bait. Anyways, these again are $3. That's the Mustad 3.0 or 3/0 EWG hooks. Then we have the bag. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the bag. So about 5 months ago, Rick decided to go with a reusable bait bag instead of a box. He wanted to give you something that you could use to keep your baits in and not have to worry about just collecting a bunch of boxes and having those things laying around. These things are great. I usually put what I'm going to take with me on a fishing trip. I usually put that inside of here instead of carrying my big tackle box with me. Usually if I carry my big tackle box, I only use a couple items out of it. So instead of taking that, this is a lot easier to carry around. So it does have a zipper on it to get in and out of the bag itself. But one thing, like I said, Rick started this about 4 or 5 months ago with Monster Bass. And the first couple bags that he sent were a very hard plastic made of PVC material. And that material tended to break when it was in colder weather. So places that are in the upper regions of our country here in the United States. During the wintertime, it would get very cold and the bag would crack. So he replaced that with another bag that was, to my feeling and what I think about the other bag that he replaced, it was really a flimsy bag. Yes, it was not the PVC material. It was another type of material. I'm not sure what it was exactly, but I know that the bag, to me, just felt really cheap. And I know these bags are not cheap. They run about $10 in value, roughly, to buy. And so I was a little disappointed, but I did ask Rick while he was on one Thursday evening show. When I called in, I asked him, I said, hey, is there any chance you might be trying another style bag at some point in time? Because the bags that we were receiving the last couple months weren't as durable, at least not in my mind. He did tell me that he was coming out with a new bag, or he was going to show us a new bag. And this is the one that he came out with. It's a little thicker material here on the plastic itself. It feels, to me, it feels more of a heavy-duty type style bag. I'm very happy with this bag. I'm hoping that he decides to keep this style and this material because it shouldn't crack. It doesn't feel as thick or as hard as the PVC, but it's definitely thicker and harder than the last couple bags we received back in April and May of this year. So, Rick, if you're watching the show, let's go with this one. I know you're going to send out a survey, and I definitely will vote for this bag on the survey. So, hopefully you can continue with this style bag, and hopefully it's not going to break the bank. I know it does cost you a little bit of extra money, and all of us that are Monster Bass subscribers, we sure appreciate what you do for us. Anyways, folks, that's the Monster Bass bag for June of 2021. I'm going to have a description down below about the bag, and also have a link that you can click on. You can save yourself a little bit of money. If you use my link that's there, it's going to help me as well. It's going to give me a little bit of a commission. It doesn't cost you anything extra. All you have to do is click the link. It's going to cost you the same price it normally would cost you, but it does give me a little bit of commission or income for my channel. And what that does is that allows me to go out and buy other types of baits, buy things for giveaways. I have some things that I'm going to be giving away to you folks soon. Watch for the video coming up very soon. I think probably in the next week I'll have a video ready to go for the next giveaway that I'm doing, and the goals to get me to where I need to be to do that giveaway. But yes, this money that I get from commission, it all goes back into fishing. It goes back into this channel. There's giveaways, like I said, that I've done in the past, and I'll be certainly doing going forward. It's also going to help me if I need to upgrade any of my equipment down the road. Right now, I'm happy with what I have for my equipment, but you never know. Something might break, might need to be replaced, whatever. That commission is going to help out. So I appreciate you guys by using that link. That certainly helps me out, and I really appreciate you for helping me out like that. The other thing that's going to be in my description is I have some social media sites. I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have Instagram, and of course this is YouTube where you're seeing this video. So those 4 social media site links will be in the description. If you can sit there and click on those links when you get a chance and follow me on those sites, that would be very much appreciative. The other thing that I would like you to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love to build this channel, get it up to the numbers I want to get it to. I'm going to give giveaways at different levels. I know the next giveaway is going to be at 200 subscribers, then 300, 400, 500, and so on. Some of those smaller numbers, like 200, 300, 400, I'm going to give you probably 2 or 3 baits, but still, it's a giveaway. You know, it doesn't cost you anything except for commenting in the video. So you want to leave a comment in the videos, and I'll do a random choice. You don't have to be a subscriber to my channel to win. But if you do help subscribe or do get me to the numbers I need before I do the giveaways, that's going to help everybody, including yourself, with a chance to win some pretty cool baits, I think. Let's see. Am I missing anything else? No, I think that might be it. One last thing is, you know, if you know a child that has never gone fishing before, why don't you try to take them out this season? You know, now that COVID is kind of closing down a little bit, we're getting better numbers. We're starting to open things back up. So right now would be a great time to take some kid or some child out fishing and teach them a little bit about fishing so that they have a pretty cool skill and a pretty good, hopefully a hobby that they can use in the future as they get older. It's always fun to do that. Practice catch and release, that's always fun too, because, you know, no matter what size bass you catch or what size fish you catch, whether it's a smallie, whether it's a huge lunker, you want to make sure you put that thing back. That way it gives other anglers a chance to catch that same fish down the road, and they can enjoy the excitement just like you did for catching that fish. Anyways, this is Fishing Bass NC. I hope you have a great week. Fish on.